and have an ongoing and continuous relationship which focuses on improving community safety. We think council can help us spread the word about Crime Chat amongst Casey's residents and connect us with other interested community groups who are interested in the sorts of things that we're doing.
We think that Crime Chat can be a trustworthy and dependable platform which gives the community confidence, clarity and peace of mind. Our goals are to promote the reporting of local crime, keep the community informed and proactive, strengthen community ties, and in doing so, deter would-be offenders and reduce crime within the community. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present to you today. We're really looking forward to working with Casey to help make our suburbs safer, and we'd be more than happy to answer any questions if you have any. Thank you.
Thank you, Darian and Carissa. It's good to see a couple of young people wanting to get involved in their community. I actually do look at crime pages around the Narre Warren Casey area, and your chat, Crime Chat, actually has added a few different dimensions to it with the contacts of emergency numbers and that. So well done to the both of you. Councillors, any questions? Councillor Stapleton, then Councillor Cristani, and then Councillor Rosario.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And could I please congratulate you on this fantastic initiative and for your very informative presentation, very detailed. And one of the things that struck a chord was that facility to be able to send someone an SOS. And the reason that I am so interested in that is I've often thought about people that live in courts or in a street. You'd want to, if something's going on, you want to just touch base with your neighbours and say, keep an eye out. Instead of it just being an SOS, but maybe a, sort of an alert, keep an eye out. There's a car driving up and down that looks a bit suspicious, or someone's roaming around somebody else's house, or your dog got out. That sort of thing. It would be absolutely fantastic, I think, for that purpose. Is that something you think it could be used for?
Good. Yes, thanks for your question, Councillor. That's a very good point you raised. One of the other features of Crime Chat is called Street Watch. So depending on how you sign up and the street address you put in, it automatically adds you into a group chat with other common street users. So you'll automatically be included in a group chat with your neighbours, essentially.
That's what I'd be targeting, those specific neighbours, not the world.
Yeah, exactly. So you start small, and then once you have enough small pockets, then all of a sudden it all starts connecting together, and then you have a community looking out for each other in the end. But yeah, that's a very good point, and we have thought about that with our Street Watch feature.
That's fantastic. Well done. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Councillor Castani.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Very well done, Darian and Carissa. Thank you again for presenting, and it's an exciting initiative, and I think it fits right in with our desire for a safer community. And I've already got you connected with a few people. So you're coming to our safety committee at some stage, I believe, I'm hoping.
Yes, we are.
Oh, good.
Nick's invited us.
That's good.
Towards the end of this month.
Wasn't checking up on you, but no, that's good. I really hope that they get as much benefit, the committee. So, and this obviously, you guys fit right in from a long line. We've been working on, Councillor Saray has been on the safety committee, as well as Councillor Gillage, and been on the pioneering one, I believe, so last term. So it's something that came out a result of the increased crime and what we were doing about home invasions and things like that. And then, of course, when there was a street in Narre North that had a series of invasions, Stephen Archibald, an ex-military, he was the one that really gathered them. And I rang him after I met with you guys, and I said, Steve, you've got to actually meet these guys. I said, this is what you're missing in your collaboration. Of course, he did fantastic as well, and he was ecstatic. So hopefully, I think you might have connected with him already, have you?
Yeah. Actually, we met with him last week, and he was very supportive.
That's good.
Of what we were doing, yeah.
So I hope this app really does go leaps and bounds. Really meets a community need, and I believe so. We've actually already got you sort of in the running. But if any other councillors need to add any dot points to the recommendation, but I believe we sort of initiated meetings with council officers. So. Perhaps we're able to do that if there's anything else to add on that, but get you connected in with any other officers. So what we'll do is perhaps we'll let other councillors ask questions and then come back at the end. And all right, thank you again.
Thanks,
Good job.
Lily.
Thank you, Councillor Castani. Councillor Rosario.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for the presentation. Well done. I heard you had a good meeting with council officers about the app last month, which was great to connect to, so we heard some good things. Well done. I just have some questions, and maybe I missed it because I was playing with the app on the,
Sure.
on, the
Oh, good.
on the
Excellent.
phones, because I've got an Apple and an Android,
Yeah,
so I get to see it from the best of both worlds. In one of your slides, you talked about connecting with Neighbourhood Watch.
Mhm.
Have you actually already connected with Neighbourhood Watch, or
Not as yet.
is that a desire to do that?
It's there's definitely a desire to do that.
Okay.
We're hoping to do that
So,
at
there's-
the
so I've
safety
got an
advisory meeting.
opportunity for you. Then I sit on the
That'd be great.
committee for Neighbourhood Watch Casey,
Yes, yes.
and that meeting is tomorrow on a short notice, but we can always reschedule.
Yep.
Tomorrow night over here upstairs
Okay.
in Bunjil Place.
Good.
And I'm happy to make those introductions. And our chairman's actually quite well respected in Neighbourhood Watch,
Mhm.
and that's an in to perhaps have a wider conversation with Neighbourhood Watch Victoria
Yeah, definitely. That'll be very
about
useful.
that. So because I see
we-
potential in the app.
Yeah, we actually had Neighbourhood Watch in mind as we were designing the app.
Good.
So we have particular Neighbourhood Watch privileges that we could grant to specific users, and this gives them certain powers to make posts that are classed as priority, and it'll hang at the top of the newsfeed for 24 hours. So yeah, we have definitely thought about working with Neighbourhood Watch, and yeah, we're glad to have the opportunity to speak more to them.
Excellent. Well, I can send you the details for that, and we can
Sounds good.
connect, and I'll probably see you tomorrow if you're able to make it.
Yep.
So just wondering, has any other councils jumped on board with this at the moment, or are you just targeting us as a pilot area to really launch the concept? And
We've basically been focusing on the southeastern suburbs. We thought it wouldn't make much sense to open it up to the whole of Victoria, and less so the whole of Australia. We thought if we start small, see how it works, iron out all the issues, that'd be the best way forward. So far, we've been speaking to City of Casey. We've also made contact with Cardinia Shire Council, and also earlier this week we spoke to City of Greater Dandenong as well.
Good.
So yeah, at the moment we're focusing on southeastern suburbs, and hopefully from there we can grow.
that's right, because you guys live around here, don't you?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
we
so
live-
yeah,
we
start in your own backyard, work your way
15
out.
minutes away. Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Fantastic. Well done then, and congratulations, and we'll chat after the meeting.
Sounds good. Thanks very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Councillor Rosario. Councillor Stapleton.
Just a very quick question. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Who at the City of Casey or what department have you been in contact with? Lachlan. Fantastic. Oh,
Phillips,
yeah,
yes.
that's good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Castani, you wanted to...
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd like to move that. Before I move it, I just want to check that we've exhausted options within council to assist you. So have you met with officers about any possible grants that may be required? Have you had any meetings like that?
They've been quite informal at this point in time.
Okay, all right.
We have had conversations with Nick about it.
Okay. So if you're satisfied that, well, Nick's your contact, so he's a good one, and Ms. Bell as well. So if that can keep proceeding, and there might be some more options for possible grants. So, and we'll see you at the committee, the safety committee, and if there's some more actions to be followed from there, that's another pathway that we can get you assistance. So, all right. So I'll move that in my name. But thank you again for presenting tonight, and I really hope this does fantastic. And let me know if I can do any more for you. All right. Thank you. Would you like to second it, Councillor, Mr.
Have
Chair?
a seconder? Councillor Saray. Any dissent? No dissent?
Great.
Carried.
Wonderful. Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you very much for attending.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our second presentation tonight. Can I please, and I hope I get the names right, can I please ask to elect Mr. Sunny Arora and Mr. Kartik Gupta from Fits Up, the Fitness Revolution, to come down to the lectern. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Karthik Gupta, and I've got Sunny Arora with me. I'm a proud resident of City of Casey for last 8 years, and I've started this startup Fits Up in December as a startup when one of my friends from India visited me during the Christmas break. So they have a really nice model where they collaborate with different tourism departments, and they do wellness retreats in different countries, and then it kind of increases the tourism for obviously the relevant countries. Now, Sunny has done retreats in Taiwan, Jordan, and Malaysia as well. So I'll hand over to Sunny. He'll show what work he's already done, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Very warm namaste. Well, I come from FITSUP, Mumbai, India. Previously, we have worked with multiple tourism boards, like, as you mentioned, Taiwan, Jordan, Abu Dhabi, Langkawi, Malaysia. What we have done is that we have helped the Indian outbound traveler to educate about various destinations. How we have done this is by taking multiple celebrities and Bollywood celebrities, TV celebrities from India, bringing them to the destination, creating an itinerary with the host destination, and using various electronic media platforms to educate the traveler about the host destination. So what happened was that last New Year's, that is last year's New Year's, I was in Australia, Melbourne, for my holiday, and Karthik hosted me. So I stayed at Narre Warren for around 4 nights, and I realized that, I really love the place because it has a lot of things for a traveler. Plus, it's in the middle of, you get an access to a lot of other cities and a lot of other tourism attractions. Like, it's very close to Phillip Island, it's close to Mornington. So, but the problem is that the Indian traveler, they know about Australia, they know about Sydney, they know about Melbourne, but they don't know about the city of Casey. So that's when I discussed with Karthik that, I would like to create a plan, and I would like to submit the plan to the council, and, I would like to put an effort to ensure that I can educate the Indian outbound traveler about city of Casey. So before I move forward and I show you my plan, I would just like to show a promo of one of our previous projects that we did with the Taiwan Tourism Bureau. It's called Retreat Taiwan. It had 6 celebrities, 1 bloggers, and the idea was to promote wellness tourism of Taiwan to the Indian traveler. Rennie, if you can please play the video. Hi, Rennie, if you can please play the presentation.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Oh, no, we're still
Sorry,
going.
you're still
Yeah,
going.
we have a,
Sorry.
we have a
Sorry, I thought
PowerPoint
you said that was the
presentation.
end. I apologise. Keep going.
Yeah, it's okay. Somehow this remote is not working, so I guess, oh yeah. Okay, Rennie, so you have to help me on this. So, as you just saw Retreat Taiwan, so the concept that we are proposing right now is called My City of Casey. Now, again, the idea here is to take top Indian celebrities and lifestyle bloggers, get them to city of Casey, and let them explore the city, and then you do multiple activities in order to ensure that the Indian traveler is able to see what they have done here. Can we go to next slide, please? Yeah. As I've told you earlier, here are few of the numbers. So people traveling from India to Melbourne is around 100,000, and the growth rate is 15%. So it's a good market for inbound Australia tourism, inbound Melbourne tourism. But again, here our aim is to educate the Indian traveler about city of Casey. Next slide. So this is a list of 10 tips celebrities that we are looking at to bringing here in city of Casey. So there is we have mentioned the name as well as the cumulative reach. So if you see the reach, this is the reach in terms of the numbers on Instagram, FB, Twitter, and YouTube. So most of our celebrities are over 1 million followers on all these platforms. Yeah, so places of interest. So Banjul Place, Berwick Springs, Fountain Gate Shopping Center. Yeah, so these are the places that I have visited, and you know I am very keen on showcasing these places to the Indian audience. Now we'll just go through the roadmap. How do we want to do this? So the first step is that we close the celebrities and influencers. Again, the criteria to get selected here is that each celebrity and each traveler has to have at least 1 million followers on their digital platforms. Okay, now what we do is that in order to create a property out of this, we set up a format. Now as per the format, we do an announcement event. Now this announcement event is wherein we call all these 6 celebrities, call the national Indian media to the announcement event. So these celebrities are then briefed. Prior to this event, we brief them what the itinerary is going to be, what are the plans, what they should look up to in this tour. And then there is a media interaction, one-on-one interaction. Media asks the questions and the celebrities answer them. So this announcement event basically helps us to create a buzz before the celebrities leave for the destination. Celebrities visit the destination and explore the itinerary. Promotion and tagging by celebrities. So if you can just see these screenshots, these are the few screenshots of our previous retreats. So all these celebrities, they have tagged the location, they have mentioned the correct hashtag, and they have written about the place where they are visiting, and you can see the number of likes, which is in thousands. So if you can see on the left hand side, there is 92,000. On the right hand side again, some I'm unable to see. So yeah, next slide please. Yeah, next slide. Again, some reference images of the shots. Yeah. So so what happens is that when the celebrities, they come to the destination, they do their Instagramming and Facebooking. Parallelly, my team is shooting a lot of content with them. When we go back home, what we do is that we give this content to a lot of maybe 2 to 3 national channels, and these national channels run a story that this entire content is going to be featured on FitzUp TV YouTube. So these channels, if you can see the screenshot, there is India TV, there is Aaj Tak, and they ran the story of our previous projects. And finally, we telecast our episodes on the YouTube channel. So the AV that you saw was a promo. So Retreat Taiwan had 1 promo and 7 episodes. So similarly, at City of Casey, we are looking at creating a promo and multiple episodes with the celebrities. Digital report. Now this is very important. What we do is that we create a hashtag for the project. Like our hashtag for Taiwan was Retreat Taiwan. So in this project, our hashtag would be hashtag #MyCityOfKC. So all these celebrities are informed, and celebrities are told that whenever you are posting any photo on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, you need to use this hashtag. And at the back end, our team is tracking the reach, tracking the numbers of this hashtag. And at the end of the activity, we submit a hashtag report to the council, which states the numbers and a details of all the posts that has been used. So if you see on your screen, these are the impressions created by an individual celebrities with their numbers. Digital report. So if you see the total impressions and reach of Retreat Taiwan was 21 million on Instagram and 18 million on Twitter. So that's the power of the Indian celebrities on digital platforms. Now coming to the deliverables, what we are offering to the council. Yeah, announcement event benefits. Here again, as I told you that there will be multiple media from national pan-India media. There will be a lot of bites on the backdrop. The celebrities will talk about City of Casey. This is a screenshot of our previous event. It was called Extreme Jordan. So if you can see the black and white logo.
Minute to go, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Digital media benefits, again here, the celebrities will do multiple postings and tag the locations. Some screenshots of our coverage of our previous projects. Print media benefits, again some screenshots of how the coverage on the print media will look like. Electronic media benefits. As I told you, the promotional stories will run on multiple platforms. we tie up with a national radio channel wherein celebrities are interviewed and they are briefed and they are asked about the destination where they are visiting. Content benefits. The biggest benefit here is that, you know, whatever content that we shoot will be shared with the council. So the council has the rights to use that content in their marketing and promotional activities. Yeah, and finally we create a travelogue, and we, you know, this travelogue is free for the audience. Yeah.
Right, okay, that's time. Did you need an extension of time? Did you need another minute?
Yeah, like 30 seconds, that's it.
Okay, that's moved by Councillor Stapleton and seconded by Councillor Ablett. Thank you. Continue.
Do I have 30 seconds? Okay.
A minute.
So how, and the final step is that we create a travelogue. So if you can see the screenshot, this is how a travelogue will be created, and then the Indian fans of the celebrities will get a free access to download this travelogue. So again, the entire idea of this activity is to educate the audience about City of KC. So that's what our plan is. Our crew size is approximately 13 people, and that includes celebrities, shooting crew, production team. Now, that's what we want to propose to the council. Previously, we have worked with only tourism boards. How tourism boards have worked with us is that, you know, they used to do the hosting for us. That included travel, stay, F&B, shooting permissions, and visa. This is the first time that I'm pitching to a local council. So, I mean, I am very keen on doing this activity in the city of KC. So, I mean, you gentlemen and the ladies have to suggest that if we want to do this, how we can move forward and how can the council support us.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming here for and giving your presentation. Now, my question is that you probably need to get in contact with Mr. Wilkinson at the end there for economic development, and I presume that we need to set up a meeting with you to have a chat with Mr. Wilkinson. Would that be okay with you, Mr. Wilkinson? Thank you. Councillor Stapleton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just in addition to that, and congratulations on such a fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
Along with that meeting, I think maybe meeting with Sam King and myself, I'm the council rep on the KC Kidinia Tourism, what will be soon the board, and it's currently the advisory committee, so I think that might be a great idea as well, and I've got my card here, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nobody else? Okay. Oh, Councillor Castani?
Thanks, Councillor Fanning. Have you approached any other councils previously? No?
Not yet. I'm very loyal to City of KC.
Oh, wow.
And I think City of KC is expanding, and I wanted to bring it to City of KC first. And if I want to go to any other councils, the only council which will be of interest to me is Mornington, because of the hot springs and Romana. But I would like to be introduced to those councils through City of KC.
Sure. So they're very popular stars over in India. They would command a pretty penny to come out here, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
So you're proposing we pay for that?
No, not like.
I'm just wondering.
Okay, yeah. So, Rennie, can you just open that Excel sheet for a minute, please? Can you just squeeze it in so that the numbers are visible? Okay. So see, what happens is that once we submit this project to you, we will also give a projection, as in the minimum $1 million of media value that we will give you via this project, and those numbers are present in this Excel sheet. I know somehow there's a technical fault, so we are not able to squeeze in. And then there is a production cost. So what we are saying is that the production cost and the celebrity cost can be taken care by us, because we are a content community company. But what support we want from you is that we want hosting. So now that hosting can be done via tie-ups, via airline tie-ups, via hotel tie-ups, like, you know, or Airbnb tie-ups. But production cost we'll take care of. Hosting is something that we would like council to support us on.
So hosting as in
travel, stay, F&B.
Yeah, sure,
yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. So have you approached any other private, sorry, I wouldn't say other. Have you approached any other, besides yourself, any other private entities?
Other than Australia?
No, other than, you know, like commercial.
You're asking about sponsorships.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that can be one of the medium. Once we get a go-ahead from the council, once we know that this is the project that's going to happen, period is November and December, then at the back end in India, my sales team will start working on it so that the revenue for the production cost can be taken out by the sponsors.
Sponsor. I think
Yeah.
it's a great idea, and we're always looking for ways. You know what the work we're doing, Councils is doing with China, so always looking for ways to bring tourism in. And
Yeah, sure. And this is
yeah.
something that comes personally from me. This is the second time I'm coming to city of KC. Second time I'm coming to Australia. Last time it was 4 nights at Karthik's place. This time it's 15 nights at his place. So I'm not going to city or anywhere else. So
He's
that's
doing the hosting, is he?
sorry. Yeah, he's hosting me and he's not charging for that as well.
Well, thanks for presenting, and we'll see where it goes. I think the officers will be able to help assist in some way. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Councillor Castani, Councillor Stapleton, would you like to move the motion?
You're going to add a dot point, Mr. Chair?
No, well, I'm satisfied that we can include myself and Ms King in a meeting, but
Oh.
if there's somebody wanting to, I think we've got the goodwill of the officers
Sure.
in relation to that,
Well,
unless, no?
No, that's fine.
Well, all right, we'll leave it like that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presentation. Appreciate it.
Do you have to
Do
move
we
it?
have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Stapleton, seconded by Councillor Castani. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our third presentation tonight. Can I please ask Miss Nina McMahon from KC Radio to come down to the lectern? Nina, you have 10 minutes for your presentation. Councillor Stapleton, you have a conflict?
I do, Mr Chairman. Thank you very much. I do. I have an indirect conflict of interest because I do have a radio program on KC Radio.
Thank you. I would just wait a second while Councillor Stapleton,
No worries.
please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. You have 10 minutes for your presentation.
Thank you, Mr Chair, and I really appreciate the invitation to come and present to you this evening on the state of the station. I guess we have been up and down in the last few years, but I'm really excited to be able to report some really positive progress. We know that the history of the radio station is filled with personalities and politics, and we believe that KC Radio is such a valuable resource to this community that we need to put those things aside and build meaningful and effective relationships that benefit the community at large, so become much more outward focused, which is something that we have not done well in the past. So in January, we had a new committee of management elected, and I'm going to be in really huge trouble because Wayne Smith will tell him that I left him off the slide. My husband is one of the committee members. So myself, I am Nia McMartin, and I have 25 years in local, state and federal government with large corporates and not-for-profit management, as well as board membership of smaller not-for-profits. Our Vice President Bryce Arshold, of course, is a journalist, and he's been involved with the station for more than 10 years, and at the age of 22, that's quite a feat. Our Treasurer is a long-time ethnic presenter and local business owner, and our new Secretary, Barbara Cool, is a long-time public and private sector career in administration and governance. We currently have 3 committee members: Cindy Warren, who works in the disadvantaged youth employment sector; Steve Burley, who has a long career in logistics; and Craig Gladigo, who's a retail manager with 25 years experience. So I'm sure you can see that we do have a lot of really talented and skilled people on our committee now to help move us forward. Uh-oh. I think I just switched it off. There we go. So at our first committee meeting in January, the committee made some immediate resolutions that all committee of management members must undertake governance essential training. And we quoted that, and it was provided in a proposal by the not-for-profit training company, who specialises in that sort of training for smaller not-for-profits and focuses on those things that are of most importance to smaller organisations. This training is offered to the general membership also. And we had our first session on the 28th of April where 9 members attended, 5 of the committee and 4 members who have expressed a desire to be more involved in station business. It was a great training, and we will be running another one in October for the rest of the committee. And we have 18 places that we probably won't fill out of our membership, but those places will be offered up to community organisations to attend that training free of charge. We will also be undertaking, or actually it's happening right now, a full financial audit of the years 2014 and 15, 15, 16 and 16, 17. So that is underway. As a Tier 2 organisation, we're not required to do a full financial audit, but I think in the thoughts of best practice, it is something that the committee thought was very, very important to do to get us on the clean slate and be able to make some decisions that are based on real facts. The audit reviews will be presented at a special general meeting of all the members by the auditors, and the members will have an opportunity to ask the auditors questions about what they looked at and what their recommendations are, and the Committee of Management have resolved to implement each recommendation that is put forward by the auditors. We've engaged a specialist not-for-profit audit firm, LD Associates, to conduct the audit, and the cost of that is about $10,000. So some of the things we do really well at KC Radio: we provide a really diverse range of programs. We present programs in 16 languages, including English, we range a broad range of musical styles, from jazz and show tunes to country music, heavy metal. We do the whole lot. And we also provide excellent sport coverage for the southeastern area of Melbourne. We're the only radio station that broadcasts the VFL football in the southeastern area, in the city of Casey especially. We provide the perfect opportunity for community organisations to the local listeners, and we provide thousands of community service announcements each year. We provide an economical alternative for small business in our community, and we have increased our sponsorship levels in the last 3 months. So in the first 9 months of this financial year, we are about 20% ahead of our last year's financial sponsorship amounts. What we've stopped, and these are very important things: no member of the Committee of Management will receive any financial benefit, including commissions. This is something that we resolved at our first committee meeting. All purchasing approvals and payments will be presented to the full Committee of Management for approval. Petty cash and emergency purchase can be approved by the executive. So this policy has been already endorsed by the committee and circulated to the membership. Currently, there are no payments being made for any station administration activities. We have no staff. We're a 100% volunteer organisation at this date. What we've started is we have planned a facilitated strategic planning day for the membership to be scheduled for July in 2018. And what we hope that will result in is a cohesive and achievable plan based on our community needs and understanding, and be fully resourced, either funded or by sponsorship and our operational funds. The cost for that is budgeted at $5,000. Some of the things we need to do better. So we need to crunch the numbers. We need to make decisions based on factual data, and we have a lot of data available to us that we've never really looked at. So these 4 little graphs here will show us that we have a large proportion of our membership is ethnic presenters, that women make up only about 15%, and youth is less than 2%. And the listeners of the total population of the city of Casey is around, it looks like about 12%, 10% to me. But one of the things that we do need to target is the number of women in our membership and the number of youth, so under 25. We also have no Aboriginal membership or Indigenous membership at all, so that is something that we're looking at, how to attract the Indigenous community to Casey Radio, either for a show or how to participate in the station business. It's very important to us. So, of course, you know, Casey is one of the most ethnically diverse communities in Australia, and we need to celebrate that. I think in the past we haven't done that very well, and it's certainly something that is high on our agenda. Another thing we haven't done well, but we are starting to do now, is to track our social media and our community engagement. So some of these graphs here that we're just starting, so there's not much data to show there. But, you know, I think our reach is growing on a monthly basis, and it's something that we are continuing to track and measure what people are actually saying and when they're saying it and how they're actually engaging with the radio station. So we do have a lot of engagement on our Facebook and Twitter and Instagram accounts, and we can also utilise that in our sponsorship proposals. So we can look at what we post, when it's posted, and who is looking at it and when. And in 2017, just as an aside, 2 community radio stations lost their ability to broadcast because the regulator, the Australian Media and Communications Authority, took their licence to VTR in the Hawkesbury for non-compliance with the community participation and engagement licence conditions. The same thing also happened to 4 MIG in Mount Isa. We need to get better at this. We need to get better at engaging with our community and understanding what our community needs from us, rather than impinging our needs and wants on the community. One of the big things that we have not done well in the past is build relationships. So I am a bit of a chatter. I like to get out and talk to people, and I have been pressing the flesh and kissing the babies all around in the last 12 weeks. And already we have made some really great progress in relationships with the Windmill Theatre Company, for example, the Botanical Gardens, the local VFL football clubs, corporate business and local small businesses. There's no value that can be placed on healthy relationships. For us, moving forward, the relationships are the most important thing, because if we have good relationships, all of the other things will fall into place. We have some exciting new relationships to be announced soon with some great new sponsors. So future projects. We do have a legislative requirement to upgrade our transmission equipment. There is a spectrum change. Currently we broadcast at around 740 megahertz, and I means we need to change to broadcast from 800 megahertz, and that requires an upgrade to a whole heap of digital equipment, and also for somebody to climb the tower. And Wayne, I'm taking volunteer from you if you like.
Sorry, Nina, you need an extension of time?
Yep.
Just a few minutes, if that's all right.
A couple of minutes or 5 minutes?
A couple of minutes will be good, thank you.
5.
5 minutes?
5
minutes.
Seconded by Councillor Castani, moved
Thank
by
you.
Councillor Ablett.
Thank you. I talk really fast, but not fast enough, obviously. So we also need to undertake some branding and community awareness. Our branding and our community awareness has taken quite a hit in the last couple of years. We need to be out and about and in community events, and our focus in the future will be on not selling outside broadcasts as part of a sponsorship packet, but actually being out in community events. So if you have community events that you would like us to be at, please go hop in touch, because without community there is no community radio. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. We'll go to some questions in a sec, but I'd like to just thank you for your presentation. And
thank you.
One thing I'd love to see Casey Radio do is probably come and do a breakfast at one of the Anzac Day breakfasts, whether it's Cranbourne or Hampton Park, or whether it's Berwick
Pearcedale
or Pearcedale. Sorry, Councillor Ablett. But yeah, but I'd love the outside broadcast to come and do an Anzac Day morning, so that'd be good.
Absolutely.
Is there any questions? I know that a lot of the councillors here are very passionate about Casey Radio. So, Councillor Ablett.
Thank you, Councillor Flannery. Firstly, question: is a megahertz? Does that mean it hurts a lot? No, I'm kidding. But Nina, one thing I did pick up on, and you're very passionate about the station, and I'm a life member there, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm really glad you're here tonight speaking. It's refreshing that we're heading in a different direction, but I wanted to pull you up on something. When you said we made mistakes, I don't believe you did, or the new committee who were there at the time. I believe a few people who were in charge at the time did.
Yeah, well, I don't like to apportion blame, Jeff.
We all take responsibility. I know that
Absolutely.
bit, but I think there are a few in charge pulling the reins that we're all frustrated with at some stage. But I'm glad to see that's all fixed up, and also the no commissions is really great, and also the you're reviewing the. Can I just ask a question with the reviewing the 2014, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17? Are you saying that there were audits, but you're reviewing those audits to see that they were done correctly, or they weren't done?
They weren't done.
So you're fixing all that up as
Yes.
well. That's great to see. And also, I can tell now, as a great, in talking to some of the committee members you had up on the wall, there is a real can-do attitude, a real teamwork, and the fact that you're doing governance training, which we asked to do,
Yes.
is really heading in the right direction for a bit rebuilding the relationship the station once had with the council. And I think that's really important because when I was involved many years ago, when we went to a weekend where the ACMA presented, people came to me and said, how did you get that? We've got a wire hanging out the back of someone's unit and we're trying to survive. How did you get $1 million worth of funding for the best radio station in the world? But it's all only as good as the people that run it. So really pleased to see we've got good people with business acumen and they all bring something to the table. And the fact that you want to get involved with council doing broadcasts, I think we have something like 240 community events a year, so you can basically take your pick. We'd love to sit down and talk to you about some of the main events, and I think Councillor Flannery, you touched on one that would be absolutely fantastic for this city if you could get involved. So the possibilities are endless to not only rebuild the relationship but actually grow it bigger than better than it's ever been before. So I really want to thank you for your presentation tonight.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best. And we're all very supportive, and we're watching this space, but we're encouraging you the whole way to keep going the direction you're going in.
Jeff, the very first question I was asked after I was elected president by the members in attendance at that meeting was, when are you going to talk to council? So the relationship between Casey Radio and the City of Casey has been on the mind of all the members, and I think their disappointment in the derision of that relationship is palpable. And I think, you know, I would love to be able to get to the stage where I take a selfie with you, Jeff, get Wayne to do it, and, you know, say that we kissed and made up and that there was positive steps moving forward, because, you know, the City of Casey is our community. And if we're going to be a community radio station, then we need to participate in that community.
And I'm sure you will with what you've said tonight and your attitude, and we wish you well, and we look forward to being a part of your successes in the future. We really do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Rosario, then Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for the presentation and
Thank
for
you.
your honesty and transparency and what has happened and what is happening at the moment and where you want to be with the radio station. I think that's fantastic. So you know, I've supported the motion for you to present tonight, because I think that transparency needs to be shared with the council. And as Mayor Ablett has said, the relationship. You know, we've had a long-standing relationship with the radio station, a lot of investment in it, and I wouldn't want to see us walk away after 9 years of investment and $900,000 and so forth. I see a lot of potential. But I do have a few questions for you, just to check. Digital radio, are we broadcasting on digital radio?
So part of the transmission upgrade will include our ability to perhaps move in that direction. It depends to what level we take that upgrade. So there are there's a like-for-like upgrade, a slight upgrade, and then there's the full digital transmission. So we've costed all of those opportunities, and we have applied for some funding from the CBAA to do the like-for-like upgrade, but it would seem silly to take the station off the air to do that upgrade for like if we can possibly do the full upgrade at the same time. So the transmission upgrade and the spectrum upgrade needs to be complete before June 2019 in order for us to keep broadcasting. So if it doesn't happen before June 2019, Casey Radio will no longer broadcast.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because they are killing
so it'll be dead.
The other frequencies for the digital stuff,
Yes.
Otherwise, what I wanted to excuse me, say is that the radio show has there's a lot of radio shows and they do really well. And thank you for the stats as well, because that's really good to know which audiences you're reaching and so forth. And we have Victoria's largest, Victoria's largest council by population. So there's 315,000 people that could potentially be reached, and whatever other areas can receive it. But what I wanted to say was congratulations and well done, and congratulations to the committee as well for being that honest and for looking at themselves and going, what can we do better? And looking at the past and making sure you don't repeat those same mistakes. My last question is, are you guys still ranked third, is it, in the community radio station rankings?
I would have to take that on notice, Damien, sorry, yes. But
last I heard it was third in the country, I think it was. But
so I'm a country musician, and I've been in probably 50 community radio stations around the country, and I can honestly say, because of the commitment by Casey, the City of Casey, that we are the best equipped community radio station in the country. And we do appreciate that, and it does, it is seen and appreciated by the membership very much so.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rosario. Councillor Smith.
Just before I move the motion, I suppose, make a couple of comments. Yeah, I'd said, and I know Councillor Abbott had said the same thing to me. Why aren't you coming here tonight asking for the money that is in abeyance, being held in abeyance? She was adamant that no, she wasn't. She's not coming here asking for money tonight. She's coming here to show us how well the station is going and how the direction it's moving. All I'll say is watch this space, because down the track, we hope, might be sooner than later, that we'll be ready to release those funds, which we know are much needed. Secondly, I had the honour of going to Tamworth for how many years? 4 years with KC Radio, and interviewing during the Tamworth Country Music Festival, and our reputation at that festival was pretty amazing, to the point where a local Tamworth radio station would one of their guys parked themselves outside our studio, grabbing all our performers before or after they came in, because we had the big names. We had all the big names. And I'm really pleased that Lee Kernaghan's coming in a few weeks. We only cracked an interview with Lee once. And it was only because Bob and I harassed him in the town hall corridor, but we got an interview. But the Wolf Brothers, who are their support act when they come to town, they always said we were their best, their favourite interview. Every time they came to Tamworth, they made a point of coming. We used to schedule an hour. We used to give everyone else 10, 15 minutes. They used to get an hour because it was such fun. They're coming to Bunjil, and they've made a special request that they want us there and they want us backstage, and goodness knows what's going to... We're going to get up to Bob Halsall, and neither of us drink, so that's going to be pretty boring. But
Wayne, thank you for your great comments, but if I can just say, I've had some meetings over the last couple of weeks with potential sponsors, and my stance with the sponsors is exactly the same. I'm not here to talk to you about money. I'm here to talk to you about building a relationship. And in the last couple of weeks, I've had some great successes. Not that I can actually announce to you today, not until there's some sort of contract signed, but you know, up to one sponsor, I went with a figure in mind, but we didn't talk about it. We just talked about community and how can he be present in the city of Casey. And he's come back to me with a 5-year deal that could be worth up to $50,000 for us. So, and that was not with me asking at all. Wow. So, you know, it just goes to show that you don't chase the dollar, you chase the relationship, and that everything else should fall into place if you can build those great relationships in your community.
Cool.
Thank you, Nina.
I think Councillor Abbott's got something to say, and then I'll move the motion.
Can I just after?
Yeah, Councillor.
Am I on or Councillor Christine? Am I on?
You're on.
Yeah, just in talking about the cost, the digital radio changeover that would require different equipment, would a challenge for the station be